Okay. Now, in this class, we look into the Parseval's theorem. Is the one thing I missed in the previous class. What the Parseval's theorem is? If x of t translates to x of j omega, then energy E is equal to x of t whole square. That is, energy in continuous time is given by integral from minus infinity to plus infinity x of t whole square dt, that is equal to 1 by 2 omega integral from minus infinity to plus infinity x of j omega whole square d omega. Means whatever you are doing in continuous time, energy is calculated in continuous time like this. Okay. Energy is calculated in continuous time from integral from minus infinity to plus infinity x of t whole square dt, that is it can be calculated in the Fourier domain as 1 by 2 omega integral from minus infinity to infinity, instead of x of t you take x of j omega whole square d omega. So what is your x of j omega? X of j omega whole square is defined as the energy density spectrum. This is nothing but energy density spectrum of signal x of t. So let us consider once again E is equal to x of t whole square dt, that is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of t, okay, into x of t star, that is okay, that is x of t whole square is equal to x of t into x of t star, that is the complex conjugate of x of t. Now what is the definition of inverse Fourier transform? That is x of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi omega is equal to...
Repeat the previous step, sir.
Once again, I'll go to the previous step. E is equal to x of t whole square. This I will write it as x of t into x star of t. One simple analogy you understand. X plus jy I have. I want x square plus y square. How do you obtain x square plus y square? Is root of that is x plus jy into x minus jy. Okay, that is x plus jy into x minus jy is what is the value? X square plus minus j square y square, that is x square plus y square. How do you obtain x square plus y square from x plus jy? By multiplying with x plus jy with x minus jy. What is x minus jy? That is a complex conjugate of x plus jy. Similarly, I can write x of t whole square as x of t into complex conjugate of x of t, that is x of t into x star of t. Are you able to follow? Any doubt here you have? Are you able to understand this step?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you proceed further, I will write x of t as an inverse Fourier transform 1 by 2 pi integral from minus infinity to plus infinity x of j omega into e power j omega t with respect to omega. This is the definition of inverse Fourier transform. Once you do with this one, I'll take the conjugate. Why I should take the conjugate? Because I have written x of t into x star of t. But what I need is x star of t. Therefore, what I will do, I'll take the complex conjugate of x of t. That is, take the complex conjugate. I have x of t translates to x star of t. This 1 by 2 pi will remain unchanged. Omega again will comes minus infinity to plus infinity. X of j omega translates to x star of j omega. E power j omega t translates to e power minus j omega t. But integral variable d omega will become d omega only. It will not become d omega star, because integral variable will remain unchanged. Only instead of integrating x of j omega, you are integrating x star of j omega. So only change you have. So put 2 in 1. What is your 1? Once again. Put 2 in 1. That is this equation. Replace x star of t by the previous equation. So have integral from minus infinity to plus infinity x of t. X star of t is nothing but equal to 1 by 2 pi omega equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x star of omega into x star of j omega into e power minus j omega t d omega dt. Are you able to follow this step? Or any doubt you have? Any doubt? All of you follow this
No,
step?
sir. Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what actually happens here is I'm writing x of t and x star of t. X star of t gets replaced by x star of t gets replaced by its equivalent. So other things will remain unchanged. Now what I will do, 1 by 2 pi is constant. 1 by 2 pi is constant. I will replace the integrals, outer integral with inner integral and inner integral with outer integral. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Sir.
Sir.
1 by 2 pi. This x star of j omega, omega varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. This I have 1 by 2 pi is retained. And change x star of x of t from outside to inside. See here, this are brought here and this are brought here. I have interchanged the order of summation. Instead of summation, here integration. So how x of t t power minus j omega t. Look here, dt goes inside and d omega goes outside. Did you follow this step? Any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Now look here, x star of j omega I have. What is this quantity? X of t into e power minus j omega t is nothing but your x of j omega. Okay. Star of, any doubt? Any doubt here? X of t e power minus j omega t dt will become x of j omega. Once it becomes x of j omega, so how? In the next step, I'll write x star of j omega into x of j omega d omega. This is nothing but the same connotation x of j omega whole square d omega. This forms the proof of the Parseval's theorem. This is a very important theorem. Generally, you'll get a proof of this theorem in the examination. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, observe here. Now we'll go to the same principle. We'll do it in a discrete time Fourier transform. Whatever you have done in continuous time Fourier transform, same analogy I'm going to do in a discrete time Fourier transform. Look here, x of omega is equal to summation n varies from minus infinity to plus infinity x of n into e power minus j omega n. So what is inverse Fourier transform? This is discrete time Fourier transform. Look here, I changed the symbol capital omega and here it is x of n. X of n is a discrete time sequence. Therefore, you have a summation from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so there is no integration now onwards. It is only a summation. Okay, now let's look here. X of n. Yeah, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, x of n is equal to 1 by 2 pi. Why so much of noise? X of n is equal to 1 by 2 pi. Integral for a period of 2 pi. Remember, it is for a period of 2 pi. X of omega e power j omega n d omega. See here, Fourier transform of a discrete time a periodic signal is a continuous time periodic signal. Okay, it's a very important property of Fourier transform. You have to remember it very carefully. I'll repeat once again. Fourier transform of a discrete time a periodic signal is a continuous time periodic signal. a discrete time a periodic signal translates to continuous time periodic signal. It's a very important property of the Fourier transform. That is especially discrete time Fourier transform. So what I will write is x of n transforms into x of omega. Now let us look into the very important property, that is x of omega is equal to, you know that x of n into e power minus j omega n summation for all values of n. We already know that the z transform. What is z transform? X of z is equal to summation for all values of n, x of n into z power minus n. Okay, let us compare the equation 1 and 2. You have x of omega here, x of z you have, same summation, both varying from minus infinity to plus infinity, but only one difference is instead of e power minus j omega n, I have z power minus n. So what do you conclude? X of omega I know, suppose I want to convert it to x of z.
Okay.
Do is x of omega is equal to x of z only, but only difference is if we replace z by e power j omega. If we replace z by e power j omega in the equation 2, then it will become equation 1. So Fourier transform can be converted to Z transform, or Z transform can be converted into Fourier transform. Okay, so if you know x of z, you can directly convert into x of omega by substituting z equal to e power j omega. But if you know x of omega, that can be converted into Z transform by substituting z equal to e power j omega. Okay, this is a very important property to which says that Z domain is interchangeable with the Fourier domain. Suppose that you know only Z transform. How do you obtain Fourier transform? Fourier transform can be easily obtained by Z equal to e power j omega. Did you follow this step? Are you able to understand? Did you follow this one? Any doubt? Now, let's take away some simple problems. Find the DTFT of the following. I'll take first delta of n. So I'll write the same equation. Delta x of omega is equal to n varies from minus infinity plus infinity x of n e power j omega n. So x of n equal to delta of n e power minus j omega n. This is equal to e power minus j omega n when n is equal to 0. What happens? When n becomes 0, this quantity totally becomes 1. Therefore, I have the answer as 1. So if x of n is equal to delta of n, it Fourier transforms into x of omega, that will become equal to 1. That is delta of n Fourier transforms into 1. Same way, the Z transform, whatever properties of Z transform we have, same principle will apply for DTFT. There is no need to read them separately also. Whatever you can do with Z transform, if you substitute Z equal to e power j omega, that will become Fourier transform. That's all. Nothing so much about this one. Okay. Let us look into this one. X of n equal to a power n u of n. So once again, I'll write the basic equation. X of omega is equal to summation minus infinity plus infinity x of n into e power minus j omega n. This is equal to x of n is equal to a power n u of n e power minus j omega n. Since u of n starts between n equal to 0 to infinity, okay, so I have summation limit is from 0 to infinity a power n into e power minus j omega n. So what happens? A e power minus j omega to the power n. So what happens? It is a power n, the value is 1 by 1 minus a e power minus j omega. That is, whatever you have written for Z transform, same principle will hold good, 1 by 1 minus a. Instead of a, you have 1a e power minus j omega. So it is nothing but the very similar to the Z transform. If you replace e power minus j omega by z, it will become 1 minus a z power minus 1. Did you understand this one? Any doubt here? Are you able to follow? Did you follow this step? Any doubt here? Now, once you understand the basic principle of Fourier transform, now it's a time that we go for properties of dt of t. Let us look into this one. First one is a linearity. Linearity, what's the property? X of n, if Fourier transforms into x of omega, and y of n, Fourier transforms into y of omega, then z of n is equal to a x of n plus b y of n. That Fourier transforms into a x of omega plus b y of omega. Now let us prove this property. Already proved in Z transform, same method will hold good here also. I know that Z of omega is equal to summation for all values of n, Z of n into e power minus j omega n. This is equal to Z of n gets replaced by a x of n plus b y of n into e power minus j omega n. So I'll do the same thing. Since a is a constant, I'll take outside this one. Summation from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of n e power minus j omega n plus b is taken outside the summation because it is not participating and it is no way related to n. I'll write in a summation y of n e power minus j omega n. This first quantity, whatever I've shown you here, x of n into e power minus j omega n is nothing but x of j omega, that is x of omega. Similarly, the second quantity b into y of omega. Therefore, x of omega into a plus b into y of omega. Therefore, x of n translates to x of omega, y of n translates to y of omega. This proves the linearity property. You have proved it many times. So therefore, it will not be much of difficulty to you. Therefore, we go to the next property. Look into the time shift. Time shift. If x of n Fourier transforms into x of omega, then y of n is equal to x of n minus n naught. That Fourier transforms into y of omega. Y of n translates to y of omega, and x of n minus n naught Fourier transforms into e power minus j omega n naught x of omega. Therefore, now look here, y of omega is equal to summation minus infinity to plus infinity y of n into e power minus j omega. So, what is y of n? Y of n gets replaced by x of n minus n naught. So, is equal to x of n minus n naught e power minus j omega n. Now, what you do is put n minus n naught is equal to m. When you put n minus n naught equal to m, when n varies between minus infinity to plus infinity, m also varies between minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so when I'll write this one as x of n minus n naught is rewritten in terms of x of m, and what happens to n? N is equal to m plus n naught. Therefore, e power minus j omega m plus n naught. Therefore, this is equal to e power minus j omega n naught. Take it outside because n naught is not participating in the summation. I have e power minus j omega n naught into summation m equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of m into e power minus j omega m. Therefore, what happens? This the quantity on the right hand side here, whatever I have done here, it is nothing but x of omega. And this quantity I'll multiply e power minus j omega n naught, and this gives me y of omega. Any doubt? Are you able to follow? Any doubt you have? Any doubt? Did you follow this step? Now, let us look into the frequency shift. If x of n Fourier transforms into x of omega, then y of n is equal to e power j beta n x of n. That Fourier transforms into y of omega. That gives me x of omega minus beta. Look here. If x of n transforms to x of omega, then e power j beta n x of n transforms into x of omega, which was already there. Omega gets shifted by omega minus beta. So same omega, your x of omega only you are going to write, but wherever omega is there, omega gets replaced by omega minus beta. Look here. So plus beta gets translated into minus beta. This is a property which you have to remember. Okay. So whatever is plus beta, that will get translated into minus beta. So once again, I'll write y of omega is nothing but equal to summation y of n into e power minus j omega n. This is equal to summation y of n is equal to e power j beta n x of n into e power minus j omega n. Now this is equal to summation x of n. Now take e power minus j common. So what you are left with? Omega minus beta into n. So whatever you have, e power minus j, you have common. Replace omega by omega minus beta into n. So it is nothing but x of n into e power minus j omega n only. But only difference is omega gets replaced by omega minus beta. So y of omega is nothing but omega minus beta. Did you follow the step? Any doubt you have? Any doubt? Are you able to follow? Did you follow the step?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us look into the frequency differentiation. All these properties you are proving it for the third time. Okay. So, but only one thing is slight difference will come in continuous time, discrete time. Other than that, properties are same thing. See here, if x of n discrete time Fourier transforms into x of omega, then minus jn x of n dt of t into dx of j omega by x of omega. Why time differentiation will not come here? Any of you? Can you answer this question to me? I have taken the property of frequency differentiation, but why I did not take the property of time differentiation? Any doubt? Any of you can tell me why I had not taken time differentiation? Let us consider x of omega is equal to summation x of n into e power minus j omega n. Now take the differentiation on both sides with respect to omega. So how? dx of omega by d omega. Differentiate on the right hand side. I have x of n. Derivative of e power minus jx is x into e power minus jx. So what is the derivative with respect to omega is minus j n into e power minus j omega n. Differentiation is with respect to omega. Differentiation is with respect to this value. Okay, therefore minus jn is constant. Take minus jn outside here into e power minus j omega n. This is equal to, I'll rewrite this summation as minus jn x of n into e power minus j omega n. So what happens? It is nothing but x of n at e power j minus j omega n only, but instead of x of n, I have minus jn in x of n. So when you compare one, equation 1 is x of n at e power minus j omega n, but here also I have x of n at e power minus j omega n, but only difference is x of n gets replaced by minus jn into x of n. So whatever I have is minus jn x of n Fourier transforms, that is dt of t into dx of omega by d omega. Okay. Let us go into the scaling property. If x of n translates into x of omega, then x of n by a Fourier transforms into x of a omega. Look here, one very important thing. X of n is a discrete time sequence. Let us say x of n has 1 to 100. But if you divide it by 2, you'll get first sample, third sample, fifth sample, seventh sample only. You're not going to get the all other samples, because only one, if first one is taken, then next one is not taken. That's why xa of n, I'll define it as x of n by a. is equal to x of k only if k is an integer. If n by, let us say if a is 2. So if x of n, if you take first sample, it will become x of 1 by 2. 1 by 2 sample doesn't exist. If you take n equal to 2, it will become 2 by 2, 1. If you take n equal to 3, 3 by 2, 3 by 2 doesn't exist. So if you take 4, then 4 by 2 will become 2, it exists. Therefore, you should take such sample such that only when n by k is an integer. If n by k a is not an integer, it will become 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, something like that. Those samples do not exist. When they do not exist, those values are taken as zeros. Therefore, I'll rewrite this one as xa of omega is nothing but xa of n e power minus j omega n. This is equal to n varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. Xa of n gets replaced by x of n by a into e power minus j omega n. So put n by a equal to m. M is strictly an integer. Okay, this is followed only when n is a multiple of a. Otherwise, this will not be followed. So I'll write xa of omega is equal to m varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. X of m e power minus j omega m. Okay, so n gets replaced by am. Therefore, I written minus omega a into m. N gets replaced by m, but omega gets replaced by omega a. So it is same as x of n into e power minus j omega m, but only difference is omega gets replaced by a omega. Okay. So you looked into many properties. In the next class, what I will do, I'll look into the time domain convolution. Any doubt till now? Any doubt in this section? Whatever I taught you?
No, sir.
Oh, do one thing. Let's stop at this point. Okay. So in the next class, we'll take the